Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Chance, and today I'm going to be doing a playthrough of the Lucky 7. So, today's going to be a bit different. I actually have an overhead camera set up, so we're going to try out some improved production. I got a nicer camera in front of me here, and today is a bit of a test for me, just improving the quality of my videos, but also hopefully I can help some people out that might be interested in this game, because there's not a lot of information out there on the Lucky 7. Recently posted a full review, so if you are interested in this, I would highly recommend checking that out, because I really do love this game. So for this playthrough, I'm going to do a little bit of rules explanation, not a full teach or anything. The rules are pretty simple in this game, but I think there's a lot of really fun decisions to make. So right now I got my threat deck set up. This is shuffled already, so that's ready to go. So now I need to set up my grid for my squad. So I got my row grid cards, I'm going to give these a quick shuffle. And we're going to place those down off to the side here. That's my row, and then I have my column cards. So these are the column cards. I'm going to give those a quick shuffle. And now we're ready to fill out those columns. Okay, and these cards will tell me where I'm placing my squad. So the game's called Lucky 7, so I need to get 7 squad members onto the board. So I'm going to give these squad members a quick shuffle. Okay, now I just find the intersection of, so 1-1, that's my first squad member, 2-2, second, 3-3, right there, and 4-4, let's go in here, then 5-5, down in the bottom right corner. Then we have 6-6, which is here, and 7-7, sorry, skipped a number. 7-7, right there with a leader, and then 8-8. Ooh, and we got lucky here. Okay, so this is the initial setup. As I mentioned, this is the Lucky 7, so I'm only going to have 7 squad members. What happens at the beginning of the game is that the 8th squad member is he's the unlucky 8th. So the squad is being ambushed, and unfortunately the 8th squad member gets hit by a mortar shell and is taken out of the game. Now, anyone that was adjacent to him would have been flipped down. So this game has it's a bit of a positioning puzzle where you have to manage the position of your squad members, but also there's going to be, so like I'm going to just flip this guy down for example, they can be down or up. So when they're up, I can use their abilities and they generally have attack power, but when they're down, I can't move them, and essentially I need to bring them back up. To get a squad member up, they essentially just have to be next to a squad member that is up. So they have to be next to someone that can help them up. So in this case, if the natural was down, I could flip them up on their turn, and that would be because the pacifist is up. But I also have the leader up here who has an ability that essentially allows diagonally adjacent squad members to get up. So a lot of these abilities will generally just kind of break the rules of the game a little bit. And that's going to essentially set us up for the round. So in the rules it does state to flip your cards over for the grid system, because essentially you're not going to need those numbers again. And while this is a completely unnecessary step, it does add to a little bit of that theme that this game has. Is now we look like we're playing on an actual map with the terrain. So that's the setup. We got, like I said, we got super fortunate that no squad members were next to that 8th squad member who got taken out of the game, which means that all my people are up. So this is actually a really good start for me. So now we're going to start revealing threats. Threats are going to come out. We're going to do 4 per round. It's going to be 1 per row. So first threat card is an infantry. So that infantry card is going to tell me where to place it. So it has this little key at the bottom, and it says that it's going to be placed in the furthest column. So I essentially go to that first row that I drew for and place it in the furthest column. Second row, ooh, we have a mortar strike. So the mortar is going to hit, and when the mortar hits, it would immediately flip over anyone in that spot. So it doesn't eliminate them, but it would flip anyone in that spot and also rotate them. So there's flipped and rotated, so essentially rotated just means that that person can't take an action during this round, or they've already taken an action. So that's just reminding you that that person isn't allowed to do anything this round. But the mortar will also flip down anyone adjacent to the mortar. So I'm going to flip down my natural and the leader, and the mortar is done. So next up, the third column, or row, we're gonna bring out an infantry. And the last one, ooh, another mortar. Okay, here we go. So the mortar hit the mouse. So the mouse is flipping down and rotating because I can't do anything with him this round. And then the Joker just flips down because he was adjacent. So lots of mortar shells right now. All right, and now I get to begin my action phase. So in this action phase, I currently have an infantry of power 2 over here. So that's gonna be a bit of a problem because I only have a power of 1 next to him. And the infantry on their counterattack, so that's gonna be during the enemy's phase, it's going to discard all adjacent squad members. So if that guy's still alive and I have anyone next to him, my squad members are going to go down. And I definitely don't want that to happen. So I'm going to use the pacifist to flip up the leader. Now when I flip them up, that is their action, so now that person cannot move for the turn. I'll also flip up the natural. So now I got 2 squad members back up. I still have the mouse and the Joker down here. I think I'm going to actually take the pacifist and he's going to move in towards the hammer. Or actually, I bet he could move, yeah, we're going to actually move the pacifist in towards the anvil. So the reason I want to get him near the anvil or the hammer is because these two, they actually have the same ability. And I actually think this is really cool. I think, so the hammer and the anvil, I think of them as these guys that are inseparable in the game. They're always together, they're always doing things together. One of them comes in and basically lays down that anvil, and then the hammer comes in and just drives things home and then takes out, so they're just this constant team. Now the pacifist, they get a power +1 strength when adjacent to the pacifist. I think of this as they don't, like the pacifists, they're like, you're the good one, you don't deserve to be in this war. So they're there to protect him, and then also has no combat ability at all, so he's just carrying around ammo for the anvil and the hammer. So I want to get him near the anvil and the hammer, and I'm going to have to do that over a couple of turns here because they're pretty spread out right now. Now the anvil, I don't want to leave next to this infantry because he currently doesn't have enough strength to take him out, so I think I'm going to move him to be not adjacent just to have him survive for this round. And that's going to rotate both of those. So now I don't have the Joker up, and this hammer right here, I will move over 1. This is just to get him into position for potentially taking out other infantry that's going to show up. Okay, so now at the end of my turn, I get to rotate all these back, and then I do my attack. So this infantry has power 1, I definitely exceed that with 1 and, well, 2 because of the pacifist there. So this infantry is gone. This infantry I've done nothing to, but he's also not going to kill any of my people. So that's the end of this phase, and now I'm going to reveal more threats. So we got a machine gun. So the machine gun would go here, but it's actually going to go, so since there's someone there, it's going to go to the next closest space. If there's a tie for closest spaces, it's going to go towards the center. So that'll put the machine gun in this location. Then we got infantry, so that's coming over to that far column. Then we got another infantry, and that is going here, and a flare. So we haven't seen the flare, and luckily this isn't in a terrible spot for me. This essentially just prevents anyone from moving into or out of this location for the round. So luckily there's no one there that I have to worry about. So now I get to do my actions. And for this one, I think I'm going to start with moving this anvil up because I really want to take out that machine gun. Those guys are hard to get rid of. So I want to take those out as early as possible. And I'm going to move the natural down one. So we're going to rotate both of those guys. And now I'll be able to flip up the mouse. So the mouse can flip up, and then I'm going to be able to flip up the Joker. So those guys are all up now, which is great. And also the natural can attack diagonally, which means he's still able to attack this infantry right here. And I have the leader up top here with a power of 1, so that'd be enough to take care of this infantry. So I don't think I'm going to move any of them. Now this machine gun, I have the hammer on one side, and this is what I was talking about before, right? So the anvil is set, and the anvil is set next to the pacifist, so he actually has a strength of 2. And then the hammer's moving in on the opposite side, and they're going to work together to take out this machine gun, because I have a power of 2 and a power of 1. Now each person can only attack one adjacent card, so the leader can't attack both of these. So I had to be sure that I would be able to attack both of these cards, or else I would have lost somebody. But right now I got a pretty good setup, and I don't want to move anyone else, so we're just going to rotate these guys back. So that anvil is back, and now let's do our attack. So the leader and the natural are going to be attacking this infantry. And then the hammer and the anvil, with the pacifist powering up the anvil, is taking out this machine gun. Still have a lot of infantry on the board, and then the flare disappears for the round. So I definitely need to take care of those guys, but we're doing pretty good. So, oh, we got a mortar. This is a bad hit. So this one lands right here. That doesn't hit anyone directly, but everyone is, a lot of my people are being flipped down. Luckily I got that pacifist there in that corner to help flip these people back up. So that's the mortar. Second row, machine gun. Oh, that far column is getting dangerous. Third row, that is an infantry. And fourth row, oh, that's a tank. So the tank is interesting because essentially if any of my squad members are up in the row that the tank is in, then that tank is going to take out anyone that's up. Now I can save people by flicking them down or moving them out of this row. So that's not going to be one of our priorities this round. First up, I need to get people back up. That mortar really hurt me here. So I need to get this guy up and this guy up. So they can't actually move anywhere, which is a problem because this pacifist is not in a good spot. So let's figure out, I think I'm going to move the mouse up here so they can move diagonally. So remember, they operate generally on adjacency with orthogonals, but when I move them, I can move them diagonally or orthogonally. So here, I'm moving the mouse and I'm just gonna rotate him there to say that I moved him. The natural is going to move, I'm gonna say over one because I wanna be able to take out this infantry. And then this pacifist, I think I'm just gonna flip him down. Ooh, do I want to flip him down or do I want to move him? No, I'm going to move him down. So that's going to go down here. So those guys are both rotated. The Joker is currently here, which is not good. I think I'm going to flip the Joker down just so he doesn't get taken out by that tank. And the leader's up and he can operate on diagonal, so that means the hammer can get back up too. So we got a few people back up. We have this bar column that's not looking good, and that's all my actions. So we're going to rotate everybody, get them back. Do my attack, so the natural can take out the infantry, so that's gone. These guys are all still alive. This corner is getting to be a bit of a pain for me. The tank, I have no squad members that are up in this row, so that tank just gets discarded, and we are safe. So on to our next set of threats. We got an infantry, so that would go here, but it's going to go 2 equal spots, so we're going to go closest to the center. And then infantry. Mortar. Luckily, no one's nearby, so the enemies have missed. Then we got a flare all the way down here. That doesn't really affect me too much, so that's good. Alright, first up, let's start this round with just flipping that Joker up, just so I don't forget him. We have this infantry, not too strong, so I'm not really too concerned about that guy. I think I can actually use the... Let's see. Okay, I can take care of this. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to take out this infantry with my mouse that last round. So let's get rid of that infantry right there, because that guy should be gone, I believe. Yes. Yep. That's why I had the mouse there. So that was just correction from last round. I think I'm going to take the anvil and move the anvil down. So that's going to rotate the anvil. I'm going to move the mouse over. That's going to rotate the mouse. So now I got the mouse and the anvil's next to the pacifist. That gives them a strength of 2. That'll be enough to take out this machine gun. Then I think I'm going to move the natural to the left one here. That will put him in position to help out with this infantry. And I can put the hammer right above that one. So now I have 2 to take out that one. The leader is here to take out this infantry, so that'll stay. These guys are all good, so I think that's the end of our round. Let's do this, rotate everyone back up. So that's 2 to take out that infantry. I got 1 to take out that infantry. And then we have 1, 2, 3 to take out that machine gun. And then this flare also goes away. This is looking like a really good game for me. So, okay, we got a tank, a mortar, so that's gonna flip down my natural and my leader. And that guy's gone. Row 3, mortar. Oh, you see, this is one of those rounds where I'm probably gonna spend most of my time getting everyone back up. Then infantry coming in here. Okay, so we're doing good, but I definitely need to get people back up. So I'm going to first start with flipping up that mouse next to the pacifist, then the leader can flip up next to the anvil. Now the leader's up, so the natural can get up, so I can flip that guy up, which means the natural can actually attack this infantry. That positioning was super lucky. Let's just move the anvil over to get ready to take out this infantry. So we're going to move him up next time and probably bring that pacifist in. This guy, I'm just going to leave him down for now, and I I need to get out of the range of that tank. Okay. Hope I didn't forget about that last round. We'll see. Alright, so that's everybody. Let's rotate these guys back up. Not doing, oh, the natural can take out this one. This tank is gone. And we're on to the next round. Infantry. Infantry. Machine gun. That would land here, but that's going to go into the center. Ooh, that's going to be fun. And then infantry. We only got 2 more rounds to go after this. Alright, so like I said, I want to get this anvil up. I want to move this pacifist through. Now note that I can move diagonally between as long as there's a squad member on one side or nothing. Essentially I can't move diagonally between 2 enemies. Essentially they're blocking the path, but right here I have the mouse so I can actually move between those and get on the other side. Next up I'm afraid I'm going to have to lose somebody this round, which is going to be, that's going to hurt. It's definitely going to hurt. Because this is enough to take out the infantry. I can probably take out this infantry, but this machine gun is going to definitely do some damage here. I think I want to move... I want to move this guy up because I don't want to lose my leader. I want to move this guy up to take out that infantry. This guy over, take out that infantry. We're all going to run away from this machine gun. That's currently way too dangerous for my squad. So that's going to be enough for... Oh, I think I'm going to... Oh no, so the mouse. Let's use the mouse. So the mouse can move, and then the mouse can actually flip down after moving. So that's actually going to save him. So let's do this. Okay, so we're going to rotate everybody. And now we got the hammer is attacking the infantry. The natural is attacking that infantry. We have the leader and the mouse can actually attack while down, so that can still take out this level 2 infantry or power 2. And then we have the anvil next to the pacifist. That's a 2 strength, taking out that infantry. So we're good there. Now we have the machine gun. So the machine gun will only take out squad members that are up. So the mouse is safe. That mouse kind of saved me there. Next up, we got infantry. Flare. That's gonna block one of my spots for the attack. Oh, and a machine gun. So that would go here. Next closest spot is here. That is gonna hurt. And then a flare down here. Okay, so we are now in a bit of trouble because all these machine guns are becoming a bit of a pain to take care of. So I think I want to move this anvil down. So that's gonna go here. Then I'm going to move the leader over one. Then the natural is going to bump down here. I only have 1 round to take care of all this stuff, which is kind of my big problem. And that might not be enough time. And then I'm going to move this guy down here. So that's rotated, that's rotated. The Joker is just too far away to save. So I think that's where we're going to end this. So everyone that could move has moved. So this guy's going down. No one's next to the machine gun, so we're safe there. Now there's no more threats to draw from the threat deck, so we actually get 1 more round to try and clear the landing zone. Essentially there's a chopper coming to pick us up, but they will not land to pick us up unless we have this landing zone clear. So this is the last round, or else we're basically done. We're going to be overrun. The chopper cannot save us. So I need to try and figure out if I can take care of these machine guns on this round. So I think my primary things are going to be moving this anvil in, and then moving this pacifist. So both those are going to rotate, because that'll give me a +2, or 2 power, and then a 1 power with the mouse. So I have this machine gun done. Now I can move this hammer down, and that'll be 1, 2, because the natural can attack on that diagonal, and then the leader can move in here. So that should be everyone I need. And now I can do my attack. So 1, 2, and 3, that takes out this machine gun. 1, 2, and 3, that takes out this machine gun. And my squad has been saved. Now this is a pretty rare victory for me. I don't usually win this game. I find this game pretty challenging to do well at. And as I mentioned in my review of this, there are just going to be some situations that you're not going to be able to win. It's kind of like solitaire, where there's going to be some configurations of the deck, some shuffling, some ways that the cards just come out, where you are not going to be able to win. So for me, it was super lucky to have the Pacifist out with the Anvil or the Hammer. Sometimes the Pacifist is that 8 squad member that gets eliminated, which really weakens your squad quite a bit. The Joker, so getting rid of those machine guns can be quite hard since they're power level 3, and if you can't get 3 people around that machine gun, it can definitely be a challenge. But overall, every time I play this game, I feel like there's something I could have done better. There's something I could have improved. This is one of those games where I feel like the cards just came out in my favor. I got missed by a lot of the mortars. I didn't have to spend too much time getting my squad members up. So in this session that we just saw, I would say I got relatively lucky. I didn't have to sacrifice anyone. Usually I'm sacrificing people by this point, and I'll have only 2 or 3 squad members left at the end of the game. So that is the one downside, is kind of that difficulty variation. But even with this easy game, I had a lot of fun working on that puzzle, and hopefully you could have seen some of those tense decisions that I have, kind of trying to figure out where to get people, who to flip down, and that moment when I realized that the mouse, I could save them by getting them next to that machine gun and flipping them under cover. So overall, this is a fantastic solo game. Comes in a tiny box, so it's a deck of playing cards basically, and I take this essentially everywhere with me. I would say that for a travel game, I do wish it was a little bit smaller. It'd be nice if they had a mini deck or something, because this does take out a decent amount of space when you're doing a 4x6 grid of cards. But overall, I've done this in a lot of locations, like sitting at a bar at the top at a brewery or whatever. But yeah, just overall a great game that if you are looking for just a nice little quick solo game, I would highly recommend checking this one out. Alright, thanks for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below, and of course, please like and subscribe.